Wipro, one of the leading tech IT services of India, headquartered in Bangalore, Karnataka, ranking third in IT services just behind TCS and Infosys, which provides information technology, consulting, business process services globally. But initially it was started as a refinery oil company. To know more in detail, we should start from the beginning. The company was incorporated on 29 December 1945 in Amalner, Maharashtra by Mohammad Premji as Western India Palm Refined Oil Limited, today which we known as Wipro. As I have said, it was initially set up as a manufacturer of vegetable and refined oils in Amalner under the trade names of Kisan, Sunflower and Camel. At that time, India was still under the British rule. It was difficult for an ordinary man to purchase oil at high price. So the company used to sell Vanaspati solidified sunflower oil to retailers at very affordable price, who sold it in bulk, scooping 50 and 100 grams for each customers, who brought along their own containers. In 1947, the same year that India gained independence from British rule, when Pakistan's Prime Minister offered him a position as a finance minister, but Premji turned it down for his loyalty to India and his fledgling cooking oil business. And just after 2 years of providing vegetable oil, Wipro Limited went public in 1947 for roughly $30,000. Mohammad Premji continued his political career along with his business in India. But unfortunately in 1966, due to a heart attack, Mohammad Premji passed away. So someone had to take the business in charge. Then his 21-year-old son Azim Premji left his unfinished studies in engineering at Stanford University in USA and returned home to India to take over the business with no experience. Everyone in his family suggested him to not to take the business at very early age, but he doesn't listen to any of them. Then, few years later, what used to be a sleepy business run by various members of the family later turned out to become a highly professional one. Premji planned to professionalize, diversify, expand the business, which was already valued at about $3 million. Then he hired top managers from Indian Institute of Management by saying, "We were the pioneers in packaging for the mass market. We went from bulk packs of Vanaspati oil to consumer packs." Then they took off the packaging and they expanded into rural areas by the marketing and the distribution network. In 1975, the company took down their main cooking business as Azim Premji had engineering background. At the suggestion of one of his employees, he launched Wipro Fluid Power, an operation that manufactured hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders. And later on in 1979, Wipro's consumer care division expanded beyond oil through soaps, toiletries, and baby care products. Wipro's consumer care division gained so much financial strength that the company was able to further diversify into IT and healthcare instruments. India's computer industry began to develop in the mid of 1970s, and the Indian government was the largest purchaser of computers sold in India and was standardized on the Unix based platform. The growing IT industry in India attracted multinationals such as IBM and Motorola, who took advantage of India's low cost engineering labor. But in 1977, the Indian government decided to throw out the US computer giant IBM over a dispute about investment. Premji saw it as a golden business opportunity. He quickly set up an electronic unit, but instead of recruiting ex-IBM employees into his business, Premji hired managers from a truck maker and a refrigeration company. In 1980, Wipro launched information technology services for the domestic market, and by 1984, the company diversified into software, which led Wipro's foray into its growth business. Wipro began manufacturing PCs and workstations in 1985. Not only this, Wipro assembled and redistributed hardware for US companies like Nortel, Sun Microsystems, and Cisco Systems. India's $80 million market in medical equipment attracted General Electric Corporation, which in 1989 chose Wipro for a joint venture to develop and distribute ultrasound devices and other medical instruments, especially throughout India and South Asia. India's software industry continued to take off throughout the 90s at a compound annual rate of nearly 60% for most of the decade. And India quickly became the third largest supplier of IT labor. In 1992, the company established a new lighting business, industrial, and pharma labs. And by 1998, Bangalore became one of the main IT centers in India, and Wipro became the center of this Indian Silicon Valley as India's second biggest software exporter. His company invested about 25% of its advertising budget into branding for its consumer care and lighting division. The Santur brand, for example, grew by 20% in 1997. By the end of March 2001, the company's net income hit a record of $138 million, and since then, they have just grown dramatically to stay on the top. Wipro has come a long way from its simple sunflower oil business. Continued to prove itself in three main businesses: consumer care and lighting, healthcare technology services, and information technology, providing a broad range of high quality products and services. And most of the credit goes to Azim Premji, who just transformed the oil company to one of the leading IT companies. So, that's it for today. And as always, keep learning. Hope you have liked this video, and if yes, then hit that like button and do subscribe to watch more such case studies. You can also watch these videos and hit this subscribe button right here.